to pop up.
Did it? Is it
little thing? It was just a black screen.
I don't know.
That's why I was staring at it oddly. I was like, what is happening?
Well, hello everybody.
Yes, hi, welcome.
I never know when the show starts because Jasmine has the intro in front of her. So I just have to guess. I have to look at her face and wait. Because she doesn't say, oh, hi, guys. She just looks at me, and then I have to assume that we're recording. So I never know what the fuck is going on. But whatever.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You.
I just want you to be surprised.
Thanks.
At all times. I'm here for you.
Amazing.
Anyways. What are we talking about today?
We are talking about Ahsoka. That's right. The Padawan of the Anakin Skywalker. Potentially one of the greatest Jedi ever. Non-Jedi, I should say, actually, out there. And don't call her a great Jedi, because great Jedi are non-canon and don't exist. Alright? Fuck you guys. I'm fucking tired of this. I had a friend get a great Jedi tattoo, and I was like, why? And I understand we're not supposed to hate on what people like, or whatever, but you know what? It's not even fucking real. It's not even, like, in Legacy. It's not even in, like, other things. It's not a thing. Literally, fans made it up because they're like, you know what would be really fucking cool? Fucking Jedis with bad powers because I don't like Sith. It's like, pick a fucking side. That's all I'm saying. It's so stupid. You can't be fucking Sith and be a Jedi. It doesn't work out. I cannot have lightning powers and be a Jedi. Yes, did Yoda manipulate some lightning one time? Yeah, he did. But he didn't like use it. It was more like he was defending against it. It's a different thing.
I'm just letting you have your moment there. Isn't it true though that I read something? Okay, bye. It's not going to close with my dress on top, but didn't I believe I read something once that literally said that all Force users have the ability to do the lightning thing.
They have the ability to, but it's more like okay.
But like only the bad guys really utilize it. But it is everyone that can.
I think for the most part, every Force user that's powerful enough can use pretty much any like Force power. But it's more like, oh, if I'm using a dark Force power, it's gonna draw on the dark Force-ness, and I'm gonna just become a Sith.
Okay.
Like you can't use like there and like don't get me wrong, like Mace Windu, right? Mace Windu draws, even his like lightsaber form draws on parts of the
Force.
The Force, but the like this. I don't want to say the Sith Force, but like the dark side, if you will. Okay. You know what I mean? So yes, you can draw from it, but it's more about to have like the discipline to be like cast away evil, like to not only use it in the sake of like a good reason.
Yeah, it sounds like a really bad culty religion.
It is. That's literally what all Jedi are, and people forget that. People forget that.
I know.
You know,
and
it's like
that's one reason why like I actually don't like the Jedi.
Yeah.
Like the more like as I've gotten older and everything, like obviously like when you're younger, it's like, oh, the Jedi
good
are
guys.
Yeah, they're the good guys, so we love them. Huzzah! But then like as you get older, it's kind of like you sit there and you go, it's kind of culty though, isn't it? Like it's just kind of like, and I don't.
It's not culty because they don't recruit. Like they don't recruit traditionally. It's not like they're out there they're
still grabbing children.
The children are sent to them. The children are sent to them. That's different. It's different. It's not. It's not. There's not a guy with a bell like, send us your children. Send us your children. They don't have a recruiter out there.
Taking these children and implanting all these ideas into their heads from when they're really young.
What's your Jedi? What's your Jedi job? Oh, I recruit the children. There's not one Jedi out there saying that. Okay.
No, I didn't say that anybody did that, but you fucking. What's his name? Qui-Gon Jinn just out here going to Tatooine, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, that kid's got it, man. Like let me just take
It was
this
different.
kid."
It was different.
No,
Very different situation.
No, it's not
because it is because Anakin was literally born of the Force.
I get it.
Like had it been a regular fucking what's a very common Star Wars name? Fucking Fon Faroo. If it was Fon Faroo over there, just he could like move shit with rocks. He could like move the rocks a little bit. Yeah. He has the gift, but he wasn't born of the Force. Like, he did research before he took the child. And he asked. And he saved him from slavery. What the fuck are we talking about right now? Okay? I want to point out, there were several good things done. And he didn't even kidnap her. Freaking Shmi was just like, take my child, by the way. Also, what kind of fucking name is Shmi? I had to say her name so many times in the past years. And let me tell you, if I have an aunt and her name is Fanny, and let me tell you, she changed that name real fucking quick. You don't think Shmi took the legal steps to change her name? Even as a slave, she should have been like 1 or 2. I don't know, 3, 4, 5. What any of the numbers? My point is, who fucking named somebody Shmi?
I don't know. Isn't the guy from Peter Pan Shmi too?
Okay,
Captain Hook's little minion isn't his name.
We need to look up the name real quick because now I think I'm messing up the name. But isn't it Shmi? Well, I'm super embarrassed if that's not her name.
No, I mean,
isn't? Yeah, but yeah, it is the guy from Peter. Okay, which one are you looking up right now? I will look up the opposite.
I just typed in Shmi. So there's Shmi Skywalker.
Okay, cool. Okay, I was not retarded or dumb.
It's her name. But what's the name of the guy from Peter Pan?
Hold on, Peter Pan. I'm just with S-M. Oh, Smee. It's S-M-E-E.
Okay, so yeah, Shmi and Smee. Well, so I was close, but I was like, I could swear.
This is just like the other day when I found out in the Highlander that fucking... Forever, I thought his name... through all the movies, McCloud. His name's not McCloud. It's McLeod. McLeod.
Well, yeah, they have an accent.
Yeah, so. Well, still, fucking make it more obvious. I was so mad. I was like, what the fuck? It was upsetting. They're rebooting the Highlander series.
Okay.
With Henry Cavill.
Wait, what?
Yeah, with Henry Cavill. And this is the thing. Right?
I'm on board.
No, I know. We're going to talk about this.
I've never even seen the show before, and I'm 1,000% on board. You give me Henry, I'm on board.
Is about... we're talking about Ahsoka. I need a sidebar real quick because I'm real upset about this because this is the thing. I have watched every iteration of the Highlander, and they all suck. They all fucking suck. Not one of them is good. Not the fucking 6 movies. Not the fucking 2 TV shows. Not the fucking animated kid show. None of it. Not one single piece of that fucking franchise is good. It's all fucking trash. And I love the idea of it, but they fucked it up on the first one because they're like, do you know what the story is of the Highlander?
No.
So throughout time, there are several individuals that they basically die in a super violent way, and if they die this way, they are gifted to be an immortal. I don't know why. It's just kind of a thing. So. If McLeod was going into battle and he all his people around him were dying, and this one other immortal guy was just fucking killing everybody, but he really wanted to kill McLeod, and he fucking went in there and he fucking stabbed him and made him watch all those other people die, and he eventually died, but I guess it was so gruesome that he got the immortal power. Okay. So now he's just an immortal, and you skip ahead to 1994, and he's still alive, and they're basically all these immortals that are out there. They're all trying to kill each other. They can all die if they fucking cut their heads off. So the last one to survive wins. That's why they're always saying there can only be one. That's the saying of the whole thing, because if there's one left, they win the game, and basically you get some kind of ultimate power. But we don't know what it is. That's just and so the end of the first movie is him killing the last immortal, and then lightning strikes him, and then he fucking gets the ultimate power, and then that's the end of the movie. And you would think, oh wow, there's no more immortals. Why would we ever need a second movie? And then they made one, and you find out that they're fucking aliens, and that they can time travel, and that none of the movie makes sense.
Yeah, you lost me a long time ago.
Now try watching that in 1990 when all the fucking movies but graphic wise and the way that they looked was not great. Okay? So
I now understand why people make fun of Highlander. Yeah. I didn't know what it was, and I didn't understand, and but that makes sense now why people are like, no, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's a lot to take
in. It's a whole lot to unpack. We're not even into the next 4 movies,
Jiminy
and we're
Christmas.
not. By the way, ask me when the last Highlander movie was.
Frank, when was the last Highlander movie?
2009. Why? Why did this movie franchise that nobody, like, everyone wanted? It's kind of like, I don't know what else to compare it to. It's like you want the next one to be good, but it never is.
Yeah.
It was like watching Star Wars episodes 1 through 3, and I appreciate them now, but when they came out, no one liked them. Okay,
yeah, that's true.
So it was like that. But at least Star Wars gets better. Highlander never gets better, and I swear to God, Henry Cavill, I swear to God. And look, so
don't you talk to Henry like that.
I'm just saying. Like, if he's signing on, it must be for a good reason. I get that the franchise has a name.
He will make it.
I hope so. Because, like, what he did for Witcher was great. And this is just, like, a better version, or a different version of that, kind of. And so...
He's great. And especially with, like, anything nerd-related or anything like that. Like, kind of, that has that element
like sci-fi-ish,
to be a nerdy thing. He always just delivers and makes something really, really great.
I am very excited. I think it'll be cool. I do know, and I've heard that the TV show, which I tried watching, I couldn't fucking watch. But I've heard that the TV show, like, gets rid of a lot of the shit that the movies kind of brought up. And they make it for a better story if you can watch it. I've been told to watch it. I'm going to try to rewatch it before the movies come out. Because Henry did say, like, we're going to incorporate some stuff from the TV show to kind of make the story better. And I am excited. I do, like, people are kind of tired of these reboots, but honestly, I'm all for, because I love 80s action movies, and I just feel like a lot of them, they were good for the time, but we didn't have the technology to really, like, do them right. Like Dune, I don't know if you've ever seen the original Dune movie.
I've never seen the original one.
It is so hard to watch because sci-fi back then wasn't, like, J.J. Abrams really changed.
I found the new one to even be hard to watch.
Cause it is slow. I'll give you that. It is slow, but I enjoyed it, like, thoroughly. Like, visually, story-wise, like, the way they really build up a house... Atreides?
Yeah, I don't remember. I've seen it once.
But I really loved just the way they told the story, and we're actually at a point where we can show, and it looks good. Just the shields. You saw the shields when they were fighting? Those shields? Dude, the shields in fucking 1975 fucking sucked. Oh my God. Oh my! And Patrick Stewart, you know that scene when he's training Timothée Chalamet? The guy comes in. What's his name? Something weird. I forgot. But that's played by Patrick Stewart in the original movie, and I can't take him seriously because I only see him as Captain Picard. So it's fucking so hard to see him, like, try to kill this little boy. Like, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, that would be hard for me too because I just see him as Professor X. So
yeah, right.
I'm like, sir, you should be in a wheelchair.
Yeah. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Why do you have legs that work? What is happening? Yeah. Like, this is unacceptable.
But you know what? He was good, and I know it's super off topic. Did you watch the Picard series?
No.
Oh my God.
I have never been a fan of Star Trek.
Not even the J.J. Abrams movies?
Well, I like the movies.
Yeah.
But I've never, other than that, I've never been a fan of, like, Star Trek. Other than the, regular Star Trek movies from, like, recent.
Fair enough. Well, if you're a Star Trek fan and you fucking haven't watched it, go watch Picard. It's fucking homeboy at his best. Like, just you could tell, like, because he knows the character so well since he did it for so long. Like, it's just cool to see an expansion, and especially because he was, like, older and he was, like, coming out here, I'm too old for this shit, Picard. Like, that's that's like the attitude of the whole fucking show. But it's really cool. I really like the whole overall vibe, and they only did, like, 3 or 4 seasons, so it wasn't, like, too much. It was, like, just enough, and, like, I really like the shows are following this trend. Like, give me your 4 best I don't want 9 of 3 best seasons and then 6 okay ones.
Yeah.
Give me your best 3 to 5 seasons, and I'll take that. I don't want, I feel like shows are starting to catch on to that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't feel like shows should just keep going just for the sake of continuing to go. Like, I mean, like what's the show? Grey's Anatomy? Like, what season are we on with that show? It's 20 something. Yeah. It's like, don't be wrong, like, I get it. People really love the show, but I mean, how many medical things can you come up with And how many, like, you're changing the characters all the time. Like, you can't, obviously can't keep the same people on for 20 years.
No,
like,
I know.
It doesn't work like that. So.
South Park is the only show that I have watched. I just caught up on the newest seasons. Still holds up. Still is the same bar of funny. And they did have to change the show. I don't know if you know, but before the show wasn't like linear. Like they would have episodes, and there was no like time going by. Yeah. Like you knew like when it was Christmas time, and you knew when it was this time, but you didn't really know like, oh, we're in this grade now, or we're in this year. And maybe like 5 or 6 seasons ago, they changed it to now it's like each episode has, or each season has like an overall arcing story now. So which I actually like better personally. We just see character progression now, and they can make them do all kinds of things that they couldn't before. Yeah. Like, how familiar are you with? No. Not very. Oh my god. All right.
We're talking about all the things that I'm not familiar with today.
No, it's so good. Like, one of the characters, Stan's dad, Randy, he's become my favorite character. He became he started his own weed farm, and he's just been, he was the reason for COVID. Like, it was crazy. It literally, they take it there, and I love every part of it. But yeah, I just think certain shows can't do it, and they're the only ones I feel that have been able to do it, because they're in their, like, almost 30th season, if not, like, already past. I don't even know. Like, I know it's over 20, but that's nuts. Yeah. Like, it's crazy. I don't know when they're going to end, and I don't feel like they should if they don't feel like they want to, but...
Yeah, I feel like that's a little bit different, though, too, is, like, it's, cartoon-wise, I feel like that's a little bit easier to sustain and everything over a super lengthy period of time versus, like, a regular, like, show with, like, actual actors and stuff like that. I feel like that's a little bit more difficult to sustain for a very long time.
100%.
So.
No, I agree. I'm watching The Sopranos right now, and I'm only on season 4. It's the only show that, like... drama show that I continuously has not gotten bad yet. This is my first like go through on Sopranos, and so far it's just like, whoa, like it's so crazy to me that they are able to pack so much stuff into it.
Yeah.
But again, 9 seasons. Like I feel like I don't know if too many shows that are dramatic or like you said with real people that go over 9. Even How I Met Your Mother I think was 9. Trying to think what other shows that like, but Grey's Anatomy might be the only one besides like those like soap operas that go on during the day that I don't even know what they're called.
Those are, who even knows what season those are on at this point? Like season 104. Like it's just like soap operas just never end, but they're always just the drama.
You know,
the other TV show. I mean, I was a big fan. Supernatural. Supernatural had like 15 seasons,
oh, man.
I think.
Yeah. Doctor Who might be the only other one. Sorry, it's like in the same vein.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, Doctor Who, though, they changed the character.
Yeah, so I do feel like that's different. Because you do gain a little bit, because they stay for like 2 or 3 seasons usually. And then they change. But same thing. It's just weird shows that, I don't know. Yeah. But at least Supernatural had like a huge fucking following, though.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Like don't get me wrong. Like, I loved Supernatural. I watched all of it. But at the same time, like, I feel like they could have cut out like at least a couple of seasons probably. Yeah. Like some of the seasons and stuff, it was just like, okay, we're reaching a little bit. Like, I feel like they probably could have cut out a couple of seasons. But I mean, I love the show anyway. I watched for Deanie Baby, so that's what I call him anyway. My little Deanie Baby.
Oh god. When I worked at Hot Topic, that was like most of the things I had. I literally like. We had sections of the store dedicated to Supernatural because people would just come in all the fucking time. And I'm just like, Jesus. I never watched one episode, but people always swear by it.
So I started watching it because everybody was like, you would love Supernatural. You'd love it. You'd love it. You'd love it. Because I like, sci-fi, stuff like that and everything. So I was like, okay. And like fantasy, like all that stuff. I was like, monsters, cool. I like that. Like, let's watch it. I was terrified.
Oh, is it like scary?
The first season is pretty scary, not gonna lie. Like, they deal with some pretty, like, creepy things, and it kind of freaks you out a little bit. Like, they're, like, dealing with, like, ghosts and things like that, and it's kind of like, ghosts already weird me out, as it is. But then it's like, you're telling me that this is, like, a super vengeful spirit because she died in, like, a super, like, violent way and everything, so her ghost is now here just murdering people in a violent way because that's the way she was murdered? Yeah. No, thank you. We're gonna hunt that? No, absolutely not. Like, so now it's like I hear, like, a bump in the night. I'm like, where's the salt and the iron? Like, I'm prepared. Like, the Winchesters have prepared me for this moment, okay? The scariest episode, I think, for me, though, was in the first season, but they were hunting a Wendigo. My God. Do you know what a Wendigo is?
No, I do not. Please explain. Please
like
elaborate.
It's like a Native American, like...
Oh, it's like
folk,
a skinwalker?
Yeah, kind of thing. Like, and it like, literally, like, feeds on people, and it's, like... It looks like a really gangly, gross werewolf. Like, okay, imagine the werewolf from Harry Potter.
Huh?
Lupin.
Yeah.
But 10 times scarier.
Okay.
It's like that. Just long limbs and just scary and I'm going to eat you kind of thing. No, thank you. It was no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm not good in those kinds of situations. If I met like any kind, it could be like a baby werewolf and I would have screamed for my life. I'm like, no!
Yeah, Wendigos are absolutely fucking terrifying. Oh, I think I forgot about that part of it too. They have horns. Like antlers. Like a... Oh God, it's terrifying. Yeah, like it's like a deer thing. I forgot about that. It's like a deer werewolf. It's just
deer wolf.
Fucking.
Oh, that is scary. That is fucking.
If
I saw it in real life, no, that would be fucking.
Like
I would.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Where is it? Ah! It's really hard to do.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. No, thank you. That's a hard no for me.
Mm-mm.
No, no, thank you. Anyways.
Ahsoka.
Creatures. Yeah, speaking of creatures, let's talk about Loathcats.
Yeah,
no.
No, but okay, sorry. We got super off topic, as per usual. But either way, Ahsoka, so far, we've only gotten three episodes?
Yeah.
Okay. So
spoiler alert, everybody, we're going to talk about those 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen Ahsoka, please leave now.
And sorry we didn't watch the 4th one. Things happen.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll get there, because I know the 4th episode has since come out, but we were supposed to record this yesterday, and then my computer decided to not work. So here we are today.
You know.
Anyways, it's fine. Mm-hmm. I don't like it.
What? Like, at all?
I'm not a fan.
Oh my God. Wait, why?
I have several reasons.
Okay.
So I was
the spacesuit? I get the spacesuit. The spacesuit was kind of dumb.
What?
Was it her spacesuit?
Oh no.
That shit was dumb.
No,
it was like the first time we see like a Star Wars spacesuit, and it just felt like it was like, first of all, how much money did that custom spacesuit? Because you know what I mean? Because like
for tails.
Yeah. Maybe they just sold because it looked like the headpiece was kind of like separate. So maybe she just has to buy, like, an external headpiece that's different. But still, like, there's a lot of aliens. Like, that must have been expensive. Also, your fucking, your lightsabers can just stick to your fucking suit now? Like, I don't know. There was a lot of things that, like, maybe I'm being nitpicky, but...
Yeah, it's fine. I was a big fan of Rebels.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I watched all of Rebels, and in the beginning, I won't lie, it started off kind of slow. I was just kind of like, maybe I'll like it. I don't know. I kept watching it. I got really into it at a certain point. Yeah. Like, probably, like, maybe a third of my way through Rebels, I got committed. And I was like, I really like this show. Like, for being a cartoon and not really expecting anything out of it, it was great. It was beautiful. Like, it was a fantastic show. And then, you know, we're getting to see these characters be brought to life in Ahsoka, and I'm so excited. And I hate almost all of them. I feel like they didn't do their actual characters justice.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I'm not a fan of the casting that happened.
That's interesting. Okay.
Or, like, and the way that they're bringing these characters, like, to life.
Right.
Like, and I've heard it already from, you know, certain people that I've talked to that, like, well, you have to keep in mind that these aren't the exact same characters. They're older, and they're going to be darker, and they're going to have this, they're going to have that. And I get that. I understand that. But something is off for me. And I don't know if it's because I was such a huge fan of Rebels, and that's what's causing me to have that weird something isn't right feeling. But it's just, I can't get behind it. Like, there's something about it that is just off to me.
Well, first of all, I don't know, what's the green lady?
Hera?
Yeah. That's like one of... Yeah, you know.
We
already know where this is going. We already know. We already know.
It's Mrs. Steal Your Man, okay?
Yeah.
She stole Ewan from me. I know who it is, okay?
So,
it's Mrs. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Terrible.
Wait, what?
What?
I was talking about the actress.
Yeah, she's married to Ewan McGregor.
Oh, I didn't know that in real life.
Oh, yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. I thought that's where you were going.
Ramona Flowers is married?
To Ewan McGregor, yeah.
Oh, I'm not so
Ramona
mad about
Flowers
that. At least,
married Obi-Wan Kenobi.
At least she married somebody that was cool. Like, okay, I get it. I get it.
I thought that's where you were going with that.
No.
Where were you going?
That she was Ramona Flowers.
Yes, I knew that.
Yeah, so... Yeah, so automatically gets a pass from me.
No.
Yeah, automatically gets a pass from me.
No, I'm sorry.
So there's that.
I enjoy her. I think she's great. I obviously I loved her in Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
I've seen her in some other, like, action movies
Sure.
and stuff like that. Like, she's great. Yeah. I really like her. She's not Hera.
Yeah,
she's not.
No, yeah, I agree. It is a different, like, I want to like her character, but I just feel, I don't know. It just feels like she never does anything for realsies. Like, it just feels like she's kind of just going through the motions.
Yeah.
The character, not the actress. Like, yeah, I just feel like the character has no substance to add to anything. She's just kind of doing what she's told or what she feels right that the Republic would do. And I'm just like, that's not what I like.
That's not Hera, though, either.
No,
it's like, if you watch Rebels, you understand that she is very much like, yes, she wants to be, she's a part of the rebellion, and she works really, good with them and everything, but she also has opinions. She's not just a follower. She literally will go against what some of the other rebellion leaders want. Like, she's very, like,
which they do show kind of a little bit, but it still didn't feel like great.
She's always been very powerful and very, like, opinionated and very, like, kind of in your face about it, but also still very, like, nurturing and like wanting to take care of everybody on her team and everything like that. And I don't get that from this character. Like you said, she's just kind of there.
Yeah, almost NPC like in the character. Like I said, the character. I don't want to blame the actor. I think she did a really good job, but yeah, I feel like the writing, and it's weird because it's Dave Filoni. Like, like, he created Rebels, so it's weird to say that about the same person who created the show. Yeah. But yeah, I think just certain things are a little bit off. I do like the show overall, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of Sabine either.
Really? Because I feel like
she's okay.
She's probably the only one I feel like they got mostly right.
Yeah, no, it's there. I don't know, something, again, like,
there's something's off, though. Something still is missing from her.
I feel like the character's forced, like, in the sense that, like, oh, she's a badass, but then also, should we make her a fucking Padawan again? Which, I don't know. It's something, it just, I don't have a problem with the Mandalorian being a Jedi. It's happened before. It should happen again. Really cool combination, But it's like pick a lane a little bit also. Like,
I can see that.
I think that's where I'm at with it. It's like, I don't care that she's both. And you can merge the two, but it just feels like she was getting trained at first, and then now they're going off on this mission, and then she just puts her on her armor. It's like, wait, are you not training it? Like, it's confusing.
No, because she wasn't. Maybe. She was training, apparently. The story that they're giving us is that she obviously started training with Kanan and why am I blanking on his name? Whatever his name is, the other Jedi kid. I can't remember his name. It starts with an E, doesn't it? I don't remember. Anyways, I can't remember his name right
Ezra?
Ezra, yes. Yeah. I don't know what it is. But she started training with them, but then obviously, Kanan died. Yeah. And then obviously Ezra goes missing. Died, goes missing. Everything.
Which I hope they don't drag that out too long. Just
they're going to.
I hope that they just find him. Like, give me, like, okay, he can be missing for like 2 seasons. I don't want this to turn into like the Find Ezra show. You know what I mean? Because they a lot of shows do that. Yeah. It's like, which show? I can't remember. It's like they're constantly trying to find the person or something. I don't know. But it's a constant theme that people do in shows, and I hate it.
I feel like if they really do that though, I feel like if they really drag it out, this show shouldn't be called Ahsoka. It should be called Ezra.
Ezra, right? Exactly.
Like, if we're gonna drag out the search for him, then the show becomes about him.
Yes.
It no longer becomes about Ahsoka, and that's kind of where this first season is going.
Yeah.
And honestly, that might be why I feel like it feels off. Is because this whole season doesn't really seem like it's about Ahsoka. Yeah. It seems like she's just a character in the show. It kind of feels like it's more of Ezra's show right now. Because he's the whole focal point of everything right now.
I kind of wish that they didn't, like, it's one thing to do like a nod to Rebels, but this is clearly like a like the next part of the series. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? And that's where I think you're right. Like, I want an Ahsoka show, not a continuation of Rebels.
Yeah, I kind of would prefer if it was something entirely different and it was just about her.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, cause it just. I feel like that's talking it through and everything. I feel like that's the thing that's off is that it's not her show.
Yeah,
it's not.
But who knows? Maybe we'll see. Like
maybe like you said, maybe in the second season, like hopefully we'll cut through all this crap. We'll go find Ezra, and then we'll move on to something else. Hopefully in like the second season, and it will be more about her. But still, at the same time, it's like I feel like that was a clumsy way to start.
Yeah.
It's like to start with somebody else kind of being the focal point.
Right. No, I agree. That
doesn't really
I didn't
make
like
sense.
that. Cool fun fact. That's like more like a rumor, but either way. So Star Wars Force Awakens games. Did you play those?
Nope.
So you don't know the story really?
Nope.
Okay. So this is all like before we knew about what the fuck are they called? What are the like? They're not Jedi, but they're like, or they're not Sith, but they hunt Jedi.
The Inquisitors?
The Inquisitors, sorry. So this is before we had like Inquisitors in any shape or form.
Mm-hmm.
So they came out with this video game series called Force Unleashed, Star Wars Force Unleashed, and basically it follows an original story, where Vader is still like looking for Jedi, and in his conquest he finds a Jedi on Kashyyyk, the Wookiee world, and while he's there, he is basically like torturing people and like, hey, where's this Jedi? I sense him. I know he's here. And this Jedi comes out and fights him, and he loses. And as Vader's turning away, he turns away. His lightsaber is taken from his hand by the Force, and it goes over, and he turns around, and a little kid's holding it. So this little kid took Vader's saber from him.
The kid has no fear.
Yeah, not just no fear, but he's and Vader's the most powerful Force user.
Yeah.
So for you to take, I know, right? So for him to take Vader's sword from him or saber from him, it means he's potentially more powerful than Vader as a child. So Vader takes this secret apprentice basically, and you jump ahead to him being like a young man, and he's basically done with his training, and Vader's like sending him out on his first mission, and his mission has been to basically what the Inquisitors become is to go out and hunt all the Jedi, and eventually he ends up defecting and becoming part of the Rebel, like helping start the Rebel Alliance basically, and more goes on. But either way, that's like the basis of the story, and it's the first time ever in Star Wars like history that we actually see the Force be like this unrelenting force. It wasn't, because before, we really only had the movies to go off of, the original movies, and the first three and then the prequels. And even then, we really never see the Force used in any kind of violent way or big way or like as a force of nature. I feel like just huge, So in the game, you could like, he was just pure violence as far as like how he used the Force. He could literally like kamehameha the fucking Force. He would turn into like a ball and like just like you throw it in and like explode, or he would also use Force lightning like with his lightsabers. He was dual wielding lightsabers.
That's cool.
And he could like do all kinds of really interesting things. But the cooler thing was that Jedis in the game also had this same like style of using the Force, and it was ever since then we've kind of seen it more and more progress, that it's not just this gentle thing, that it can also be kind of wild. Well, either way, the point of saying all this is people love, his name is Starkiller, which I don't know if you know that, but the original name was
Luke.
Starkiller.
Yeah, Starkiller.
So that was his code name, was Starkiller. So everyone loves this character. He's one of the most beloved characters. The guy that voiced Darth Maul, not the original guy, but the guy that did it moving forward. Yeah. In Clone Wars and all those.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He's the actual actor.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Who plays Starkiller.
Do you know how he got the job?
Yeah, okay, you go ahead and explain it, but I do know. It is a really cool fucking story. Like, it's probably one of my favorite Dave Filoni stories out there, but go ahead.
Yeah, is that he was auditioning for it and everything like that, and while he was auditioning, he's supposed to be meditating.
Yeah.
And while he's pretending to, like, meditate and everything, he's sitting there and he's making this face, like this angry thing, and he's doing it like that. And they were kind of like, why do you, like, keep starting it off like that? Like, so, like, he's supposed to be meditating. He's supposed to be, like, you know, relax. And he goes, he would have never known how to meditate. Like, he's not a Jedi. Like, he wouldn't know. He would just, like, wouldn't know how to handle meditating. Yeah. And they were like, that guy. Yeah. He gets it. Like, he's embracing the character and actually thinking, what would the actual character do? And nobody else was doing that. And they're like, yep, him. Like, because he explained it, because he's a Star Wars nerd. And he was like, yeah.
That's the cool thing, right? And I think everybody that kind of jumps on to the Star Wars projects really has that attitude in it, you know? Like, they really take it to their own. Everyone has their own version of Star Wars, you know? Yeah. Like, I don't think everyone thinks about it the same. And when we get people like that on board, it just makes it so much better. But you're right. Like, he's right. Like, a Sith would never meditate. No. They would, or at least not correctly. Exactly. You know? And so, yeah, it's super interesting that he really thought it through to do that kind of stuff. But he was, I believe, the first character to ever be like the model, that where they model the actual main character after the actor. Oh yeah. Because now they do that in a lot.
Yeah, they do that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really cool to see too, because I think he has a really interesting look.
Yeah, he definitely does.
So the whole purpose of all this is that Dave Filoni loves that character as well. Yeah. And it's talked about, like, now that we have the Inquisitors, like, his character doesn't have a need to exist. And since it's technically not canon, because it's part of the extended universe, Dave has thought about actually introducing Starkiller as a Inquisitor. And I'm like, that would be a cool way to, like, we don't really have to change him too much, you know, and we could still have the character be canon. I think everyone really wants that, and so supposedly, I don't remember his name, or if they even say his name, but we see because there's, in the show, there's what we suspect. I don't know if they're Sith. I can't tell you what they are, because we don't really have a clear indication of what they are, but they're not clearly. Some of them were Jedi. One of them, I think the old dude was a Jedi.
Yeah, he was a Jedi, and then he defected. Took on. I think he took on the apprentice that he has. Yeah. And has taught her what he knows. Yeah. But I like his character.
Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, when he says that thing about Ahsoka, that was super interesting, right?
Yeah, because his mentality on it was that, yeah, she's a Jedi or whatever, but she's not a Jedi, but she's a Jedi. Yeah. But he was like, it would be a waste. Mm-hmm. Like, his mentality on, you know, killing their supposed enemy, though, is that it would be a waste, because there's not that many Force users anymore. Yeah. So it was like you said, it was just really interesting to have, like, a supposedly bad guy character literally look his boss in the face and go, that would be a waste, but I'll do it. Yeah. But it would be a waste.
Well, I just think that, like, also it reminds me of, like, kind of how we were in the original 3 movies, where when Obi-Wan talks about Jedi or anything like that, like, it was a long, long time ago. Like, it seems so distant, and it seems so like, oh yeah, I heard about the Jedi. Like, people don't know. People, like, you know,
it became myth.
Yeah, which is so crazy, because it was not that long in between when the Jedi were pretty much in charge, and then not. But that's how much the Vader and the Empire desecrated them, is that they just, they're a thing, I guess, maybe, like, you know. And so that was very, like, reminiscent. That also, it shows that, like, when, like, the fact that he respected his enemy, like, you know, I think we forget sometimes, like, Sith and Jedi are of the same coin, and that really kind of showed that. I thought that was really cool. Quick little fucking fun fact: when they're in the ships in the 3rd episode, when they're fighting, when Ahsoka and them are trying to get to the they're trying to figure out what that Stargate is. Yeah. And the chick apprentice is flying the ship. Did you notice what she was wearing? No. So on her head, she was wearing this, like, headband, but it looked like a communicator, but also had, like, a headband thing. Yeah. It is the Jedi, because not all Jedi are great pilots. So when we see Obi-Wan wear one, but basically Jedi get assigned this ship that is it has a contraption, which is what she's wearing, that goes on their head that allows them to use the Force to help them pilot, because not all of them are good pilots. Interesting. So yeah, I don't really. I remember I read a book on it long ago when I was a wee little lad, and I remember that part. I don't remember too much. Like, it's like Force assisted in some way. Interesting. But that's what that band is for, is to help them, like, channel the Force into the ship so it can help them fly better. But it was cool to see her have one because we haven't really seen one since Obi-Wan has flown his ship in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So I was like, whoa, what a throwback. Like that was cool.
Yeah.
So but it shows that she might not be that great of a pilot, but or maybe that's just how, like, they're clearly using old Jedi tech, which is interesting. So like scavengers, like I don't know. It's interesting.
Well, yeah, because I mean the other guy though, he would have definitely have had to have been a Jedi at one point. So it makes sense that he would, try to pull things from Jedi that worked so that they could utilize, that kind of stuff too, and everything. But what was I going to say? I was going to say something about something. And I don't remember what it was. But hey, you know what? Not everybody can be fucking Anakin Skywalker and, know how to fly all the planes.
No, yeah, that's fair.
So
that's a fair... Like,
he's the greatest star pilot in the galaxy.
It is... Like, dude, when they built, like... And this is all kind of, like, really building on Luke, right? Because we kind of didn't know who Anakin was until the very end. Like, we had tidbits. But they really built Luke to kind of be... Not so much in the first movie, but eventually be like this person. Like, I think everyone wanted to be Luke Skywalker by Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he was badass. He was a Jedi who wore black.
Yeah,
like his father before him. Like, and no other Jedi wears black, by the way. So like it happens, but it's like very rare. And so it was really cool to see, like, dude, when I saw Luke's outfit with the fucking little flap thing, I was like, Bro, I need a shirt with the flap thing and a black gloves right fucking now. Like, that shit was sick as fuck. So I don't know, they just really built these characters to kind of be super badasses, and they're really badass at fucking flying. It's no bigger than a Wampa Rat! Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. That's how I imagine. That's his voice. He was kind of an asshole.
That's his voice.
He was kind of an asshole when he said that, because the guy was like, that's impossible! It's no bigger than a Wampa! Even Family Guy made, I don't know if you remember, they show that scene, and then the pilot that he basically just told to shut the fuck up comes over. He's like, "Hey, bro, I don't really appreciate that. Like, it's not that fucking easy of it. You fucking do it. You fucking go ahead and shoot your fucking Wampa Rat." And I was dying because it's true. It was like he was kind of a fucking asshole in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah. A little bit.
Uncle Ben, or what's his, no, Uncle Ben. Was he fucking? What's his uncle's name? It was Amberu. Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
Amberu and... Oh my gosh, what is
Uncle
his name?
Owen,
Owen, yeah. Uncle
like,
Owen,
that's
yeah.
how he sounds to me, and it's so annoying. Like, shut the fuck up, Luke! Go fucking tend the water fields, you piece of shit! Yeah. Oh, I just want to go with my friends! Oh! And then he becomes the man afterwards, but for a whole movie, he's just an annoying piece of shit that I did not care about.
I'm sorry you felt that way. The part that I always think about is when he's talking to Obi-Wan or whatever in like his house or whatever, and he's like, "You fought in the Clone Wars?"
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's for some reason that's the part I always think about.
He basically just calls Obi-Wan old for like 20 minutes straight. Yeah, it's yeah.
Kind of did. Aww.
Yeah. No, Obi-Wan. It's so funny. Is it Alec Guinness or Alec McGinnis?
I don't know which one it is.
I don't know which one it is. Either way, Alec Guinness. I think it's Alec Guinness.
I think it's just Guinness.
So Alec I'm not hating on his portrayal. We didn't know what we had at the time, honestly.
We didn't know what we had.
We didn't. Had we known, like, what...
That Obi-Wan was going to be the king of sass?
Yeah, we would have done it a little differently, I think. But it's just funny to see, like, it's him dealing with this annoying little kid. And he's just like, yes, be your Jedi. Yes.
I mean, annoying little kid that he's watched over for his entire life.
I guess that's true, right?
Yeah. So.
But again, at the time, we didn't know that.
Yeah. No, I know.
Like, again, like, it's funny. I forgot where I read this or someone said it, but they were like, when there's a hole in Jedi or in Star Wars, usually the answer is just more. Wait till more Star Wars comes out. They'll fix it. They're fixing it.
More Star Wars.
But
you get an answer eventually. Well, because
right?
I think I saw a meme of that actually recently, where somebody literally pulled that scene that I was just talking about, where he was like, "You fought in the Clone Wars." back when that movie came out, you were like, wait, what's the Clone Wars?
Yeah.
What is that? When are we going to find out about that? And then we don't find out until we get the cartoon freaking how many decades later, like.
Well, we found out in the movie.
I mean, yeah, technically, like, the other ones.
But you're right,
like,
it doesn't
get,
explore what the Clone Wars really, like, they really did last a long time.
Yeah, the prequels didn't really explore it. It just was like, this is happening. We started the Clone Wars. Then it's like, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Yeah. So, you know what's interesting? So, have you seen the documentary, I think it's called Everybody Hates George Lucas?
No.
Okay, so, this is like, Clone Wars. This is a lot of stuff, you know? Before we start getting the newer heads of what becomes Lucasfilms and so forth. But, basically, George Lucas was kind of creating this whole thing, like, on his own. Like, with other people, there are other people involved, but he was really taking, like, he was still writing them and stuff. And so, this really happened right after the first, the prequels came out. People really hated on them, and they were, like, really upset with George Lucas so much that this documentary comes out about how, like, it's from the position that he basically, like, turns his back on the fans, and he's just kind of doing it for money. Which I don't necessarily believe. I think he does care for his project and stuff. But I do think, like, for him to make the prequels and be like, they're for children. And it's like, what? Did you not watch the first 3 movies you fucking made? What the fuck are you talking about? And I think he just makes up excuses. And, like this is, he had an interview with Jon Stewart. And Jon Stewart asked him, he's like, hey, I have a question. We never know, at least in canon, where Obi-Wan comes from. Can you please explain that? And we don't really, like, from canon, we don't know his history. We do later on, because there were some books that I read them as a child. They were really fucking cool. It was stories about how Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan came together, and how Obi-Wan because he actually technically got kicked out of being a youngling. Like, he was like, because you can age out of being a Jedi if you don't get picked to be a Padawan. He basically, like, was like, he basically aged out, and they were like, okay, bye. And then the whole adventure happens, and then Qui-Gon ends up taking him in. But we don't really know that before. So Jon Stewart asked him, and to his face, he goes, well, and he just starts going and, like, thinking, and then John's like, don't make it up. Like, what? And he's like, no, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, and I get it. It's insulting. It's insulting. Yeah. And so George Lucas just goes, no, I would never do that. It's actually something I wrote very early on, actually into the first movie, was that Obi-Wan comes from the planet Stujon. I watched that and I was like, you motherfucker. You piece of shit. I fucking hate you so much. Like, come on. Like, I get what you're doing here, but can you just fucking not? Like, the fact that people, like, Star Wars and what George Lucas has done has changed the world. Yeah. People have written so many books and things to, like, continue this giant universe, and for him to just shit on it like that, I got so mad. So I kind of get why people hate him.
I wouldn't want that either. Yeah. Like, you know, if you don't know, or if it hasn't been written yet, just say that. Yeah. Just be like, you know, we don't fully know yet. Right. You know, we're still working on that. You know?
Or be like Tolkien and die and leave a half book with all these half amazing ideas, and we can figure it out on our own. Like, leave something, a map and a legend. I don't know, whatever.
A map and a legend. But it'll just be a side quest, okay, for us in our life's mission.
Or, dude, do like a fucking Ready Player One and just have a fucking... Did you watch that movie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know, have a fucking thing where we can win a prize if we figure it out. Charlie and Chocolate Factory, whatever.
I win all of Star Wars if I figure it out.
Yeah, something. But fucking Stujon, go fuck yourself, okay? My God. Anyways, Ahsoka.
Yeah, Ahsoka. Yeah, we're talking about, like, all things Star Wars except for Ahsoka.
I like the show. It's okay.
I think the show's okay. I just, like I said, it's just, I think what we talked about really kind of solidified why I have an issue with it, and why it just seems kind of off to me, is that it's not her story right now. It's the story of how they're gonna find Ezra. Like, it's not just focused on her right now, and I just think that that's kind of what's getting at me. And unpopular opinion, I'm going to probably get reamed for this. I don't like Rosario Dawson's portrayal of Ahsoka.
What?
I don't like it.
It's different. I will say this. It's a little different.
And this goes back again to the thing where I was told that, like, oh, she's darker now. It's a different version of her. It's not her young self anymore. I'm like, I get that.
But she's wise.
I'm not asking for her to be her younger self, but I am asking for her to be more of the character that we know.
I feel the thing that she lacks is that Ahsoka's really fun.
It's okay. So that's what I said too. But then, I got told, this is a darker version of her. Like she's older, all this bad shit has happened to her. She's been torn down. And I said, I get that.
Oh, and technically she would know that Anakin is fucking Vader now. So maybe that kind of changed a little. Yeah.
And I get that. So I'm totally fine with her being a darker version of herself. But that bitch is sassy. She's always been sassy, and we get none of that with Rosario Dawson. At least not yet. I haven't seen any of it.
It's more like I feel like you do a little bit, but it's more like in the way that she looks, like, because she like gives people looks, or she kind of like that she's not happy with something, and it's more like that than it is like it's still
even that is just, it's lackluster to me. Even that, like, it's like she's always been very outspoken.
Yes, no, I agree.
She's never really kept opinions to herself.
Yeah. Even to like Anakin Skywalker, the most fearsome Jedi out there. Yeah, and it just seems like
she's doing that. It's just she seems very quiet, very stoic. Like you said, she does seem very wise, which cool. Like I like, that part of it, but she's too quiet. She's too stoic. She's too, I don't want to say dark, but like she comes off like she's just super depressed. Yeah. And it's just like...
all her friends are dead.
I get it, but it's just not... I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, she just... I need a little bit more. Yeah. Like, I mean, come on. Obi-Wan's still snarky.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's gone through pretty much almost all the same shit as she has.
Worse, because Anakin was his Padawan. Yeah. And then,
He was his brother.
Yeah.
You were like a brother! I loved you!
Yeah.
You were my brother, Anakin.
I know. Sidebar, that fucking duel though in fucking Obi-Wan. The apology from Anakin was fucking crazy. I cried. I'm not gonna lie. Tear to my fucking cheek, like then you see like the blue backlight showing like that he's not Vader for like a second. Yeah. And then he's like, Vader killed me. You can tell in his
eyes too. Like his eyes change. Yeah. Like from when he's literally like Anakin is pushing through versus when Vader pushes him back down. Like you can see the difference, and it was just that was a really really beautiful scene. Yeah. I feel like the Obi-Wan show was really good. They did a really great job with it.
Ewan McGregor is pushing for season 2 like really really fucking hard.
Hey, I'm about it. Like I feel like they did a fantastic job with that show. I love that we now have 3 different hello there's. Yeah.
That's fair.
It's magical.
I love that.
But yeah, no, I just feel like they did a fantastic job with that show. Who else do we need to talk about in the show? Oh, hopefully we get to see Zeb at some point. Like, if we're getting everybody else from Rebels, I want to see Zeb. Okay. And Chopper, though, they got Chopper right 1,000%. Yeah. His maniacal little fucking droid, just, oh my god, that guy. Like, and I love that you know what he's saying. Mm-hmm. Tell me you don't understand this droid.
No, yeah.
Like, no, I'm saying, like, there's no subtitles. Mm-hmm. He doesn't speak English. But you know what he's saying. Yeah, like, you understand him.
You could kind of tell, but it still could be tough at times.
See, I never could tell with R2. Mm. It was just always just kind of like, he just seemed sassy. Like, he would, you could tell he had a little bit of an attitude. Yeah. But with Chopper, like, I noticed even watching Rebels, like, I got, like, maybe about halfway through Rebels before I started to realize that I was understanding what Chopper was, like, saying. And I was like, what? How am I understanding? Well, apparently, I was talking to Corey about this, and I guess that what they did was they legitimately do make it to where you can understand him.
Well, that's funny.
Like, it's kind of like an undertone, like, that he's actually saying something, but then they change it to make it sound very robotic and very, like, beep boop, beep boop. But you can actually understand the words. Because, like, he's sitting there and he's, like, there's that scene when Hera, they're going after the ship or whatever, and him and Hera are literally talking back and forth, but you understand what Chopper is saying. and he's like, you're understanding the whole conversation. She's like, no. He's like, did you go through my stuff? She's like, no, I didn't go through your stuff. But like, it's like you understood that he was asking, like, did you go through my stuff before she even says that, and you're kind of like, wait.
I speak droidica.
Yeah, I speak droid now? Wait, what is happening? So I thought that was really cool, but yeah, Chopper is, he's something else. Have you seen all the memes of, like, Chopper?
No.
And, like, he has a kill count, a really high one.
Oh,
like,
does
he
he?
has committed several war crimes. He is a war criminal.
Yeah,
This little droid is a fucking war criminal.
Isn't it funny how shitty people treat droids in Star Wars?
Yeah.
It's so interesting. Like that's become such a big thing. Like people like, I get it, like, and it kind of carries on in Mandalorian. Like people are, there's not just him, but like people are very distrustful of them. And sometimes I'm like, there hasn't even been like a droid uprising, but they treat them like shit. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting. I mean, it probably would lead to a droid uprising because, I mean, they are.
You would think. I'm kind of shocked that there hasn't like been one canonically, but I don't know. Maybe they're holding off for something, or
maybe
maybe
we'll have one later in like a later Star Wars or something.
Like a lot of people had kind of shitty feelings towards droids. I know because of the Trade Federation, because that's what they used as their armies, and then when they were taking shit over, and then also when the Separatist army was mainly battle robots too. So
makes sense.
Maybe that, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that does have something to do with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do like that they brought the Loth cat to life. That was kind of cool. I would love to see the Loth wolf. Yeah. That would be super rad. But yeah, I just want more from Ahsoka. And like just better. Also, she doesn't hold his lightsabers right. Did she change her stance in her old age?
First of all, she changed her lightsabers completely. I don't know if you noticed.
Okay, I noticed the stance mostly.
Yeah,
like,
well, I was assuming because the lightsabers are so vast, they're different than any other lightsaber that's out there because they actually have like a samurai hilt instead of like a traditional round or like, you know, like lightsaber hilt kind of thing. So I would assume that might be the reason why she's changing her stance, because the swords are so drastically different. But then it comes. No, I don't know. Or
because she always just hold one forward and one backwards.
Well, also with these lightsabers, because her old lightsabers were not dual lightsabers technically, because one is like a full size saber and the other one is usually when you have two swords, nobody really fights with two same side swords. It just doesn't make sense. Also, you're not using a dominant hand with one, and so you need a lighter sword. Yeah. So same thing kind of was, I think, the thought process behind when they did like Jedi fighting stuff, and most secondary lightsabers are usually a smaller lightsaber, and I think this has to do also with like the way they did the technique and stuff. It just allows them to manipulate it better. So her swords were at a time where one was bigger and one was smaller, but I've noticed that these are pretty much the same size. So maybe that too. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that was one thing that I noticed was like, I was like, doesn't she hold one forward and one backwards all the time?
Usually
like,
that's how they do it.
Because I feel like that was how she was always fighting, and this time I didn't see that once.
No, we don't see it at all.
So I was like, I was looking. I was looking at it, and I was like, where's the cool stance?
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I just was waiting for it.
I don't know why they changed that. I don't know. Maybe it's just to keep the character kind of like growth, you know?
Yeah,
show that she's changed.
That was the question that I had too. It was just like, okay, did she, like I didn't know that the lightsabers changed. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it's because, you know, she's older now and she doesn't use the same, you know, fighting style or anything. So it's just kind of like, what's going on with that? We gonna get that back? We not? What?
Yeah.
Huh?
No, yeah, I kind of like would love like a history episode to show us like what she's been up to.
Yeah.
Like, so was she just out there? Like, I mean, which I get too, because like she doesn't have a place to really help right now. I mean, now that the Rebel Alliance is, or the, what do they call themselves? Sorry, the not the Rebel Alliance, but the the democracy or whatever. What do they call themselves?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
Whatever.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But the good guys are in charge now.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have like that much to do for a while until like this kind of happens, I guess, right? I don't know.
I don't know. She was just. I think the only information that we really got is she was hanging out with that robot.
Yeah.
The one that was like a.
The Jedi robot.
Yeah, he was what did he helped the younglings.
Yeah, he's help train.
Yeah, and then she's hanging out with that guy on her ship. Because I remember Sabine asking her, like, you know, where home was, like, where she's been staying. And she was like, there's nothing wrong with my ship.
Yeah.
So she's just been basically just cruising around the galaxy, I guess, in her ship with her robot buddy, her droid friend. So I don't know. But yeah, I would love to know, you know, what she's been up to, like, since the last time we saw her.
All this space gas?
Yeah,
like, you know, not like people are hiring Jedi left and right. You know what I mean? So
well, because like, you know, if we're continuing off of Rebels, the last time we saw her, I believe, in Rebels was right before Ezra went missing. She supposedly died with Vader in the Sith temple. But then Ezra realizes he can travel through time.
Yeah, and then saves her. And
then goes into that realm or whatever and saves her. And then she goes off by herself, basically goes back to that time or whatever, but is alive. Yeah. As after the thing explodes. And then that was, I believe, the last time we saw her. So it's like, sure, love to know what happened after the temple. You know? Right. Obviously, Vader survived, and then obviously you got saved through the, you know, little loophole thing. Yeah. So it's like, what have you been up to? Yeah. You know, because now the Ahsoka show is based, it's like 10 years or something? No, more than, is it more than that? It's like a while after all of that happened. It's after Ezra goes missing and everything, because like everybody is way older now. I think it's like 10 or 15 years, something like that, because Sabine was only, I think, 17 or 18 when everything, like the last episode happened, she's like or whatever. 30? And now she's in her 30s. Yeah. And like Hera's in her 40s. Hera was 24, I think, at the end of Rebels, and now she's in her 40s. So I think it was like 15-ish years later. So it's like, well, yeah, what has Ahsoka been up to for 15 years? Well,
supposedly this next episode we get a flashback between her and Anakin in real life.
That's exciting.
Yeah, right? Okay. We've never seen it. We've never seen it.
Okay.
Like, the first time both characters have been seen in live action together ever.
It's going to be exciting.
Insane.
It's going to be exciting.
And now I want to go home and watch it.
Okay, well, you can go home and watch it. Because we are done for today.
No way!
We talked about Star Wars for a whole hour.
We actually did a pretty good job, I feel. Except for my little rants.
Yeah, well, I mean, we kept it mostly Star Wars based today, which I'm very proud of us for.
Yeah, I am too.
Because we normally go on really wild tangents most of the time. So, I think we did well.
Cool. It was.
But final thoughts.
Episode. Final thoughts. I'm excited to see where this show is going to go, and I'm here for it. I'm going to watch it anyways. Like, I'm not going to fucking watch it. Come on. So I'm just excited to see what's going to happen, and where the show ends up. The show ending might be more interesting than the journey, and that might be worth it.
Yeah. I just hope it gets better for me. Yeah. I just hope that I'm able to, I guess, enjoy it a little bit more, because right now I feel like I'm forcing myself to watch it rather than enjoying watching it. So I'm hoping that I can get to the point of actually enjoying watching it instead of being like, okay, let's watch Ahsoka. Because it's like you said, I'm not going to not watch it. Yeah. But at the same time, it almost feels like I'm forcing myself at this point. So I want to enjoy it. So I just hope that it gets better and I can enjoy it.
Yeah,
so,
me too.
I'm sorry, everyone, that I don't like it. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for that.
Whatever.
But it's fine. But anyways, that's it. That's all she wrote. Okay.
Tyler really wants to get in here. Okay, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. Please go follow us on all the social medias.
Yes, buy shirts.
Buy shirts. Please go buy shirts, because we still have some. We have a lot of shirts. Go buy the shirts, guys.
Yeah. Buy shirts. That's it.
Okay.
I don't have anything else to say.
Me either.
Follow us on all the social medias.
Okay. Bye.
Love you. Bye.